Ah, c'est toi et moi. C'est toi et moi. Ha. Écoute, c'est toi et moi. C'est toi et moi. Et si tu savais, tu saurais que tu ne sais pas. Et si tu savais, tu saurais que tu ne sais pas. Moi je ne sais pas, donc je ne prétends pas que je sais. Attends une seconde, moi c'est Moullah et je me présente d'abord. Toi c'est qui? Ah, écoute. Hey, c'est toi et moi. On est là dans cette chambre, on parle de quoi? Je ne sais pas, mais on parle de quoi? On parle de quoi et on parle de ça, yeah? Yeah, c'est Mr. Moullah. Je suis là et je fais ce que je veux. Y'en a rien à cirer de ce que tu penses. Ce beat il est bon, il est con. Et comme s'il est bon et con, moi je le prends, je le mange. Et puis je le mange, je l'avale. Je l'avale et je le digère. Hello. Once again, welcome to Kings and Queens Talk Podcast. I am your host, King MOULAH, and it's a pleasure to have you again. Today, I have a very, very special guest. This is a friend of mine, but a very entrepreneurial woman. She is a radio host. She is I'm just going to let her tell her story because that's what we do out here. That's what we do out here. So without further ado, Miss Angie T. So hello, how are you doing today?
Hi, I'm doing great. I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Well, happy to have you. Thank you for making time. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
So this is a Kings and Queens Talk Podcast, and out here what we do is let our guests tell us about themselves, tell us their own story. So my first question to you would be like, who is Angie T?
Woo. Business-wise?
Everything-wise. You can start from birth if you want. It's your story. If you want to tell us only about business, it's up to you.
Okay, just a rough draft. I am originally from Louisville, Kentucky. I've been in Vegas for about 5 years. As you stated, I do a radio show. My vlog is Wednesday. I love talking about cannabis. I love talking about opportunity and money to be made inside of cannabis for people who look like you and I. Mm-hmm. I have a bookkeeping business where I do mainly tax services. Mm-hmm. I work with a cultivation here, a black-owned cultivation here in Las Vegas. Mm-hmm. So I do sales and marketing for them as well. I have vending machine business. I sell accessories and magnetic eyelashes. Child, just be busy, okay?
So yeah, she does. That's what I like about it. You motivate me, just so you know. I don't know if you know that, but
back at you.
Me. You give me motivation when I see you doing your thing. Like, yeah, we have to get it. And
sure.
So let me go back. You say you're from Kentucky.
Yeah.
Louisville. Okay, and you moved here 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So now tell us a little bit about in Louisville. Like how was life for you in Louisville? How did you decide to come here? But before that, just tell us a little bit about your life in Louisville.
At the time, I was looking after my grandfather. I'm such a granddaddy's baby. I love my granddad. I was trying to figure it out. So honestly, I wasn't in the entertainment business at all. I had been working in accounting. So I've been in the accounting field for about 14 years now. Mm-hmm. So I was working at a CPA firm and I was working at a tax office. And I used to write commercials for the tax office that they broadcast on TV. Really? We came up with a rap. I got to show you the rap. It was no discount zone.
No discount zone.
Yeah, it was no discount zone. Hey, no discount zone. Hey. Yeah, it was lit. Corporate didn't let us air that one, but I still got it. So yeah, and when I say started from the bottom, so I was doing taxes for them, and then they decided they were going to have a brand ambassador, so they wanted to have a beauty pageant, and I'd never been a part of a beauty pageant, so I was like, I'm doing this.
Okay.
When I tell you, we was at the park with it, at the public park. It was about 25 people if you want to count the vendors as well.
All right. Okay, it was popping. It was popping. Okay. So then what? Then that gave you a inspiration. That gave you a drive. That gave you what did that
Absolutely.
do?
Well, I think a lot of people didn't see the value in why I was doing it. You know, once I won the beauty pageant, I don't care, in the park and all, you know, that's when I started getting paid to write commercials for them. That's when I was getting paid to show up to represent them. And I was like, oh, I like getting paid just to do what I like to do, you know, use my creativity. Like, oh, I get paid for this? So I said, you know what? I want to see how far I can go with it. That kind of like planted a seed for me. So I was like, it was the two options. I had a great aunt that lived in New York, or I had a friend from high school that lived in Vegas. Okay. And so my aunt, I love her to death. May she rest in peace. But child, she went to church about 6-7 times a week, and I knew if I stayed under her roof,
that wasn't gonna work.
So I was like, Vegas, here I come.
Vegas or church?
Right.
Good choice. I see. You go. But you see what happens though? You can use your creativity to make money without even knowing. You can just be doing something you love, but if you put your best foot forward, you don't even know how the money will come in. Don't focus on the money. Just be creative. Do what you love doing.
For sure. Biggest lesson.
And then you chose to come to Vegas from then, and now how has it been in Vegas? Like, how has your Vegas experience been like? Because, you know, I've been here 4 years too. It's been ups and downs. And, you know, like, I love Vegas, but sometimes I hate Vegas. So, like, how is it for you? What is your Vegas experience?
It was a culture shock for me. I think that even 5 years ago, the amount of culture that we have now was not here when I first moved here. I feel like it was almost kind of a crabs in a barrel attitude when it came to certain things. People felt like that they had been doing it for so long that nobody else can come in behind them and do it. So I think that once I came here, and within 2 years of being here, I was able to move from being on internet radio to FM radio. A lot of people was like, well, who is this chick? And this
where she come from? It's always like that. This is the chick who put the work in.
Yeah, exactly.
That's who this chick is.
Since I moved here, I wasn't looking for popularity. I wasn't looking for who can look like they're doing something. I wanted to do something. So I put in the work and I made it happen. And so that's who the chick is.
That's who the chick is. Put in the work. You know, all the talk and all the, you know, when somebody gets the position, you know, like 9 times out of 10 is because they have the credentials and they can do it. So, you know, like we just have to work harder and just try harder. That's all. Like the sun can shine for all of us. You know, just because somebody's successful don't mean that the rest of us don't have, you know, have to be unsuccessful.
Yeah,
so,
I had to learn how to be strategic about the people that I decided to learn from. You know, just because you're in a certain position, and I may be able to grow from knowing you, but I feel like in some circumstances, them people, you're going to pull me back further than what you're going to push me forward. So let me just go on and let you go.
Exactly. Like so. what did Drake say? He had to cut some friends so that he can be successful. You know? And it's a good investment. That's it's worth it, right? Sometimes that's how it is. So how has it been like the transition from internet radio to FM radio? Because now you're in the radio. Like, tell them, you know, where to find you, how to listen to you, how often you're on the radio.
Well, that is ever changing for me. So, like I said, I started on internet radio. I moved to FM radio. It was there was another culture shock because internet radio, you can say and do whatever you want. Are we cursing on here?
Yes.
Okay, I can say shit, goddamn motherfucker on internet radio versus on FM. It's like, good morning, everybody. You are locked in. You know what I'm saying? It's a different type of energy.
Now, let me ask
I liked it.
That energy, right? Like, because I always watch people on TV or, you know, I listen to the radio, and I feel like this is not how you talk. Yeah. It's like, hello, well, they're like, I feel like they're using an extra energy, you know, and I'm like, is that like how it is? It's like if you don't do that, I feel like when you go there and you just speak with your regular voice, you're going to feel like it's not getting.
Yeah, you sound uninterested. So you got to kind of learn how to turn it on. And once again, I got to give a shout out to everybody, my radio family. You know, Simply T, me and him started on the radio show together. I learned a lot from hosting to the radio stuff from him because there's a switch you got to hit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But I loved it, though. I love being on the morning show. I love bringing that energy. I love the turnaround. So during the pandemic, we still did the show, but I wasn't able to meet and be with people. So if I was to attend an event, you know, after the pandemic and everything, and I tell them like, yeah, I'm on the morning show, I do, you know, 88.1. They're like, oh, you're NGT. Like, I love this show. Like, that was so fulfilling for me. I loved it. But currently I am on Hot 97.5. That is an internet radio show. And I have a little bit more freedom. I miss my freedom.
Yes. She miss saying shit, fucking piss off.
Yeah, you know, I feel like I got the chance to learn the pros and cons of both worlds. So now I'm ready. I'm actually going to be launching my shameless plug. I'm going to be launching my podcast for Week Wednesday. So I can kind of put those two together because I miss this,
Yes, like I can't wait for you to start yours so I can kind of there.
Yeah, for sure.
Like we have to support each other. Yeah, absolutely. Sure. And like I said, this is the new freedom, because when you think about it, even people on television have their own podcast because of the freedom they have on their podcast. There are certain things they can't say on ESPN or on Fox Sport or Fox News. But if you have your own podcast, you can pretty much say what you want. But not in today's day and time, it's hard to say what you want to say too, because especially if you're a celebrity, like having a podcast is not even wise, because I seen a football player get cut because he offended. I think the Jew people while he was playing video game on live.
Oh, dang.
And he lost his whole job. His whole life changed because he was live playing a video game and he said some words that offended, a group, and he lost his millions.
And that alone is enough pressure. I don't need a company telling me, hey, you can't say, like during the election, we could not say anything in regard to election, period. I didn't like that because my whole purpose, what drives me to do it, was to inform people. Like the exchange of information, I enjoyed that. So if I can't even start the conversation on it, what am I doing?
Yes, that's the thing. People don't realize that information is controlled. So that's one of the reasons why I started the podcast, because there is so much information. I'm from West Africa, you from here, and there is a lot that we don't know about each other. And then the mainstream platforms don't really provide that. So I decided to do this podcast so we can have discussions, and I can learn a little bit about you, and by that it's gonna teach some people from where I'm from, certain things, and then other people will be like, who is this guy with a crown? Like, where is he from? Mauritania. Let me check it out, So and then it starts a whole new thing, and then there's a lot more things that we can share, like information is important, and I feel like control of information is where we are losing ground. So the more of us that start podcasts and start putting the information out there, the better for independent, like for the information, for the survival of real information. Nowadays when you watch news, like all you see is opinion. It's a panel of people telling you what they think, and then I'm like, okay, what's the news? Like, I don't even know what happened. Like, all I know is that he thinks that, this guy thinks something else, this guy thinks something else, but I don't really know what is the information.
And they cut to a commercial break. That's it.
Exactly. And then the internet, YouTube is hard because it's a lot of bullshit before you get to the real shit. It's like, but yes, absolutely. So, now, what else are you into? Like you said that you said a bunch of things when we first started. So you said you did the radio thing. You involved in the cannabis industry. So let's talk about that a little bit, the cannabis industry, because I like the cannabis, and I don't like the fact that the cannabis is vilified, especially in other countries. Like in my country, when you smoke weed, they look at you as if you're crazy. That's one of the reasons sometimes I do my podcast and I smoke a blunt, because it's important for them to see that, oh, I can still function while high. Because to some people it's impossible. So it's important that people understand that this is a medicine at the end of the day. It has a side effect which gets you high. Some people like it. If you don't like getting high, you can also get the CBD part of it. Hemp is such a big industry. When you look at India, it's what holds the whole country, because just that you can make clothes with it, you can make roads and houses, you can build anything with it. But because of the cotton industry, so that's not being well, when that information is being kind of hidden or held back. So what is your involvement in the cannabis business, and what do you want to share with us about that?
Well, that's kind of how I started Week Wednesday, to break the stigma, because it was a picture that was painted that potheads are lazy, or people who smoke weed don't do anything. Like, excuse me, I get a lot of shit done. And that's why I need smoke at the end of the day, to take the edge off.
Exactly.
So I work for G5 Cultivation. I have to give a shout out to Larry. Gave me a chance. This is my official foot in the door in the industry as a whole. And he's been very supportive. Him and Mary, his wife, they've been very supportive of my growth, and just helping me learn and network and things of that sort. I love the fact that I can pull like my resources together. They pull theirs together and we make something great. So I've been working a lot with marketing material, and we got an event coming up. I'm super excited. Our first event.
Well, am I invited? I want VIP invitation.
For real. It's gonna be dope. It's gonna be Valentine's Day. We're gonna have a comedy show. And so Valentine's Day is on a Monday too. So
look at you. You know when Valentine's Day is?
Oh yeah, I'm keeping up. Okay, I'm keeping up.
It's a Monday.
Oh, right.
Don't forget, guys, it's a Monday. So now every Monday we're gonna wake up like it's a Valentine. Right. You know how we forget about Valentine's and stuff.
So working with the sales and marketing on that side, and just helping in any way that I can. So I love it. I went to the MJ BizCon. That is the biggest cannabis convention in the world. They had it here in Las Vegas maybe a month or two ago, and it wasn't okay. So I want to say it was a lot of people, like 20,000 people, and I want to say 80% were white.
What's the name of it?
MJ BizCon.
MJ BizCon. Do they do it every year in Las Vegas? Do they change? Okay. Because I didn't know about it until afterwards. Like the thing is, I feel like the information don't get to the, black people.
People be gatekeeping.
Yeah. So now you see it's 80% white, 20% black, and if we knew, it would have been like, what should be the cannabis convention and there's more white people and black people? Come on, that's because we don't know about it.
You can also think about another barrier is the cost. Those things are not cheap. You know what I'm saying? A full package for the weekend, I want to say, was like $600 to $800. So now, granted, the information that they give you, I feel like personally it was great. They had the classes and workshops during the day, literally jam packed. They have all at the same time, 6-7 workshops or classes going at the same time, and that's anything from deliveries to inventory count to how to run a dispensary. Like every aspect of cannabis was covered. So I think that was very smart. Now I spent a lot of time on the showroom floor. That's one thing that kind of bothered me, but it also kind of let me know I am on the right path as far as like wanting to educate people, because you don't have to sell weed to be in this industry. You don't have to own a dispensary. Nope. If I couldn't count, I had to use some of your hands if I wanted to count how many booths in there just sold papers. You know what I'm saying? Or how many booths just sold grinders or sold jars. Yeah.
Like all kind of, like you see those kind of, you can sell those kind of ashtrays.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you can sell the specialty ones, but you can sell you can have a company that does just the basic cannabis jars. That's it. Holds in the moisture, retains the marijuana, retains the flower, and go. Even some of the drums that they use, instead of having trimmers cut the leaves off, even some of the drums, but we are extremely smart and resourceful. If you get together and learn how to make a drum, some of these people are coming from he was a personal trainer. I'm asking these people what their background. Some people were personal trainers. Some people were substitute teachers. You know what I'm saying? These aren't people that came from
the hood.
You know what I'm saying? But these aren't people that came from marijuana industry. They were helping people, get their diet plan together. Now you're making drums.
Yeah.
Why can't you do that? Why can't my neighbor do that? My cousin do that?
The marijuana industry is growing faster than, like we realize. By the time we realize, it'll be too late, because the more all of the key positions will be filled. But really, like, they making it not accessible to black, because it's like half of the stuff that they were trying to teach us, we already know. So now it's like I'm not gonna pay $800 to go learn maybe a little bit, because I'm like, you know what I mean?
But you need to know, because you may know, as far as like on the grow side, maybe you'll get away, or there'll be a product that grows it better or differently, but you know the basics of it. However, how they do it in this game, I wouldn't suggest somebody just coming off the street and trying to do it, because you don't want to. In Vegas, you don't want to make the wrong move, because that'll get you canceled out real quick.
Yeah, no,
you know what I'm saying? So
like
it's good to know the information.
Everywhere that's legal, or you have to go and get the paperwork, get the information from the city hall. They have the information. That's not a middleman. That's where you get it from. So you tell them, I want a seller's permit. They'll tell you exactly what you need. I want to grow. Exactly, this is what you need. I want to open up a dispensary. I just want to sell a related item, not marijuana, but a related item. All those have their own permits and their own, regulations. But the thing is, like they right now, they know that the industry is growing and it's gonna need more, so that's why the conventions are happening every year.
Absolutely. And it's funny to kind of listen to the conversation because as a whole, everyone who's in the cannabis industry, black, white, or brown, we're all, it's a unified front because it's not federally legal. See, they ain't chopping off each other's head just yet because we all need to be able to call each other to figure out, okay, so I want to start a delivery business, but I can't do this and I can't do that. How did y'all do it? You know what I'm saying? It's more information being shared now because we're all trying to rob Peter to pay Paul and figure out a way around it. But once it becomes federally legal and we can open up bank accounts and we can have these tax write-offs and we can have those things to be able to afford it, I think that's going to change the game completely. And the problem is that's probably about the time that we're going to make an interest in. So it's going to just completely switch up on us.
When do you think it's going to be federally legal in your opinion?
Ugh.
Is it soon or is it?
Within 10 years.
That's far.
Within 10 years, if I had to guess, 7 to 10 years.
7 to 10 years. Like
because some states are being very.
But I'm thinking. I'm thinking really 5, because. Yes, because right now, out of the 50, what is it, 50 states? Well, 51? 50?
It's 52. Okay.
52 states?
52.
52? Okay. Out of the 52 states, you have at least 29 or 30 where it's legal medically. And then you have about 8 or 9 where it's legal recreationally. So New York just legalized it recreationally, right? Yeah. So it's not going to hold the whole 10 years because it's going to be hard.
Well, you got to look at it like this. So, like you said, this is extremely new, this industry, okay? In some states it's going great. Some states it's running amok, like in California. So the Bay Area, that was one of the hot spots to go and get in the industry and whatnot. Now everybody's being robbed. The dispensaries are being robbed. The growers are being robbed. They're asking the state for help. They don't know how to handle this. So what I mean by, I bring that example up is like, they don't know how to exactly give out the licenses, you know what I'm saying, without being sued, the state. They haven't even figured out how to get it down on paper on how to give the license out, on how to make it legal and how to work reform. So as long as they're taking on this, I don't see them moving any faster on the federal part because you have to have your checks and balances. They're closing out accounts. I've talked to several dispensary owners where they said they had 13 accounts with the bank and they closed all 13 because they found that they were associated with cannabis. So I think that they're going to have to really figure it out. And it's going to take some time.
So you feel like we're not moving forward. You feel like it's like we're moving backward with it a little bit.
I think it's more like, sometimes you ever ask your mom if you can do something and before she was in the middle of doing something, she was like, yeah, go do it. And you went to do it and then you go back and you realize, oh shit, no, you don't need to do that yet. I had something else I need to do first. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's what kind of happened.
Yes, well, we'll see because it's going to be interesting.
Very.
Because it's all about trying to keep it under control. But it's like, when alcohol was illegal, it was kind of like this. You had bootleggers everywhere. They couldn't control this shit. Everybody was a bootlegger pretty much. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then when the prohibition happened, it changed the game. It became a corporate thing. So I feel like federally legalizing it will actually help them because now the feds can step in. Like right now, every little state is trying to do their own thing. Once the feds step in, Big Bro is here now. Big Bro is here that there is no chaos, And
see, that's another reason why I feel like it's going to take longer because the states are now putting in the work to do, like how the industry is ran in Nevada is not how it is in California. It's way more lax than Cali. So how are you going to regulate that when you got states doing their own thing? Like we're all going to have to.
No, like for example, like this, like selling cigarettes, right? When you go to every state, they have their own price and their own thing, but it's federally controlled. So it's like you have so many different prices because every state have their own different tax laws and all that already. So the system is already set up like that. So all they gotta do once the feds come in, feds already have their model. They just gotta fit it into the model. And then I feel like because the states are struggling, I feel like the only reason the feds aren't stepping up yet is because, okay, but now that the states are struggling more and more, they might step up, faster sooner than later, because at the end of the day, they just, they can let it get out of control more or step up and be like, you know what? Enough of this. This is how we're going to do it. And once they say this is how we're going to do it, everybody going to comply.
Yeah. I would like to see the schools in reform be a big part of the budget of where that new money is coming in at. Chicago, you guys have made $1 billion. What are we doing?
Selling weed, huh?
What are we doing?
$1 billion selling weed. I like that. That's why it's like when you start seeing how much money states make, right? It becomes hypocrisy to just like not allow everybody to just be it, It's like how you allow Chicago to make $1 million selling weed, $1 billion selling weed, and then Kentucky or whatever, I can't, I'm not part of it yet.
Yeah.
Once the feds come in, they go like, hey, everybody gonna have a piece of the big pie. End of the story.
And that's when the fighting is gonna start.
Yeah, but I feel like instead of fighting, it might be to an advantage, of people who have experience already. So if you already been in this industry.
See, that's the non-fair part.
Wow.
Because if you can't get into the industry because you have a record, then how? And even reform. So there are some parts about it like I don't necessarily feel like it's real reform. So let's say someone got caught with weed and pills and maybe a gun. So you're only willing to accept the weed? I'm sorry, that's not how the game goes. You know what I'm saying? If you really are willing to accept the results of the war on drugs and what it did to our community, you gotta wipe all that because that's what come with it.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's real reform.
It's gonna change, but it's just gonna be like, I feel like the future generations are going to benefit from it more than the present.
Absolutely.
So we people people like us who already have things going on. When the reform comes, it's not gonna really benefit us today, but it's good that it can, because now the future, our kids and grandkids can really like, this thing is there. Now even you can raise your kids knowing that, hey, this thing is there. Like all you gotta do is don't have a felony, because maybe before there was it's not that it doesn't really matter if you have a felony, but then once you start thinking about it, like it matters. Like we're thinking more and more.
Absolutely,
about it
does.
So because you cannot protect yourself by owning a gun if you have a felony, and you kind of get in the marijuana industry, you kind of do certain things, So yeah, it's at a disadvantage, but like for the bigger picture, it's I think it's like if it happens, the reforms and the prohibition of marijuana, I think that would be like, I would love to be here, witness that. That would be a great revolution.
Absolutely. And I want to encourage you guys, wherever you guys are at, if there, I know there's a group. Look for groups who are fighting for reform and policies and bills in regards to cannabis. I got to give a shout out to CEIC here in Vegas. This Cannabis Equity and Inclusion Community. They had a bill, I want to say 6-9 months ago, they, had a bill that passed that changed the rules if a kid from 16, 18 gets caught with caught with marijuana, he doesn't automatically get a felony. You know what I'm saying? Like be a part of those type of groups who are going to make those type of changes, so that when our little ones are coming up, or their little ones, or when our community of youth is growing and they make those mistakes, it doesn't count against them when they actually get they together and decide they want to be in the industry and make $1 billion. Absolutely.
That's very important. So be active. Don't just talk about it. You might not be part of the problem, but you can be part of the solution.
Absolutely. Just join their email chain. Yes. They'll let you know. Send a letter to such and such and tell them you want this bill to be passed. Like simple stuff. Takes 2 minutes. Absolutely.
Well, that is, what ANGIE brings to the table when it comes to the, marijuana industry. I learned some just now, because, it's like, okay, this is interesting, because sometimes it's like we feel like we know enough, but there is not enough knowledge. So always go seek that knowledge and stuff. So, okay.
Like, did you know, this is a super side note, that weed actually dries out in those little bags that they put them in, dries out quicker in that than a jar.
Yes,
and the THC is if you put it in a plastic jar, it kind of takes away the THC in the plant. I did not know that.
Yeah, glass is better.
That's what I heard.
Yeah,
so
glass is better, glass jars. So yes, absolutely. It's always good to do your research.
Get your mason jars.
Get your mason jars. As soon as you get them from wherever you get them from, just put them in there. All right. So okay, now what else was on your list of things you do?
Vending machines.
Vending machines. Okay, what is that? That's
so like candy machines.
Okay.
I have 2 candy machines and I have 2 cranes. So the cranes are if you were to go to like a restaurant or something and they have like the rubber ducks. You know what I'm saying? You gotta grab it with the little thing. Yeah.
Okay, I like that.
TikTok made me do it.
TikTok.
So,
okay.
It was a convention here in town. I'm telling you, like I just be looking up what's going on. How can I get involved? I'm determined. You know what? Side note. So I'm being intentional about celebrating Kwanzaa. So this is day 2. Day 2 represents self-determination. I am determined to be successful, and I'm okay whatever losses I take, whatever lessons I'll call it that I make. So with this vending machine, it sounded great, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get snack machines, I'm gonna get this, but baby, when I tell you this is running me raggedy, because who was picking this shit up? Why didn't I think about this? So that's one. And then even getting a location, like you got to be very strategic. And these people are extremely competitive. If they already have vending people who vend at their establishment already, people be stealing vending machines. I didn't even know that. You know what I'm saying? Like
I didn't even know that either. People be stealing vending machines.
So you want to make sure my machines need to be inside of somewhere. And even still, like ain't nobody checking no badge. You know what I'm saying?
Nobody checking nothing.
So if you walk in and just pick it up.
Yep. All right, I'm about to pick up this vending machine.
Right.
I got a whole family to feed.
It's crazy.
That's a good one. So you have 2 vending machines.
Well, I own 6.
Okay.
I have 2 that are placed.
Okay.
I have the rest that I need somewhere to place them before I sell them. Now I got it was an impulse buy. I bought these for such a good deal. Side note, I'm gonna give y'all some free game. So if there's ever a convention for vending machines and you're interested in going, on that last day, once you go around, they do not want to pay to ship that vending machine back to the office. So they are willing to cut you the deal of your life. I literally got all 6 of those machines for the price of 1.
6 for the price of 1.
So they are willing to cut you a deal. So I think that's why I'm like, okay, whatever. If I place it, good. If I don't, I'll just resell it. You know, it was a risk, but.
All right. Well, you know, you placed 2, so 4 to go. We're gonna make it happen.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a real.
Yes. I'll give it a real go. We're gonna get there. We got 4 more to place.
For sure.
Yeah, if you have a place, just hit me up. Put it in the comments or something.
Help a sister out.
That's
I'm helping
exactly
you. Help me.
Yes. Yeah, okay. So vending machines, cannabis, radio, what else?
Well, I sell accessories and magnetic eyelashes.
Accessories and magnetic eyelashes.
Yes.
Okay.
Gotta keep the side hustles hustling.
Okay.
Ooh, not these.
You said not these?
I ain't got these done.
You ain't got these done? Ah, man. I'm selling my lashes, but I don't have my lashes on.
Ooh,
it's all good. It's all good. Still, look up for them lashes, all right? I'm going to leave some links in the description down here. All right?
For sure.
Coolness. So now, beside all the work, right? Las Vegas is a fun place after all. So what do you do for fun? Like, you know, let's forget about all the business, the thing, the doing and stuff. Where's the fun at? I know. Don't tell me you all work, no fun.
I'm not. But it's been a while since I did something just to only have fun, not to network and fun, or you know what I'm saying, work something in. I like to travel. That's always my go-to. I'm quick to get on the plane and just go somewhere.
Where's your go-to place?
I don't have a designated go-to. I like new experiences and food and a good time. That's it. I don't really particularly like to travel to places where weed isn't legal because I don't have time. I don't like meeting y'all in the alley or trying to figure out where I can find some weed. That's just too much and stressful.
Yeah, me too. I don't like going to the States where it's illegal. Yes. It's just like, I'll be forgetting. I'll be out there smoking like I'm everywhere. Like, and then my friends be like, yo, you know, you eat like, I'm like, oh,
yeah.
Like, you know, I'm just outside smoking. Like, you know, somebody's going to call the cops on me. Somebody's going to call the cops on me because I'm outside smoking.
Yeah.
Oh, so offended.
But I like doing, I am down. I like going wine tasting, horse riding, hiking, four-wheelers, gun range, whatever. I just like to have fun and just do stuff.
Exactly.
I do want to try axe throwing. I didn't even know that was a thing. Yeah. They have a bar in what's that, area 51 or 21 or 15?
I'm African. I'm probably good at it. I have an axe in the garage, in the machine. Axe throwing. You gotta take me.
I can totally see you in the mirror with the axe and machete with your shirt off, trying to.
No, I'll do the thing right before we go. I'll come with my African attire.
Oh my god!
I'll make my accent deeper.
Okay.
I'm over here with my. Let's go. They have a competition. I saw it on ESPN. A World Cup, a world event of.
Yeah, that's a real thing.
I was like, they making millions.
For sure.
I'm like, shoot, hold on, let me go test my skills. You never know.
Hey, but my happy place is simplicity. I love on a nice afternoon, even if it's been hot, I'll wait till the evening. Go to the park and just take my shoes off and put my feet in the grass and smoke a joint and just
simplicity.
Yeah, that's
awesome.
My happy place.
That's awesome. Yeah, I like simplicity. My happy place is high, so I stay high all the time.
Okay.
My happy place is in my head, so I go there all the time. That's why I stay happy all the time. So, okay, boom. What else did you want to share before, because I like to just give them a glimpse of you and then give them, so that they can go and Google you and search you up and go follow you in your IG pages, which I'm going to leave down in the description and like that, all those things you mentioned. I need some links and all that, so it's all going to be down there.
Absolutely. I don't know. Hosting, we didn't talk about that, but I do some event hosting here in Vegas. Gotta give a shout out to Not a Boy DJ and DJ Kelly J. Those are my girls.
Shout out.
Yeah, we're working on getting some things going for 2022. Love them. Love the group that I'm in because, my iron sharpens iron, and I love my circle. We're very supportive. We get it done. Yes. I get people around you that gets it done. Yeah. Everybody needs somebody. So, absolutely. Always have a strong team around you, and that's how, that's what's up. Shout out to DJ Not a Boy and to DJ Kelly J, Yeah, they dope. Crave on Wednesday. Yeah, Crave on Wednesday. And then all the days. Yeah. But yeah, absolutely. Okay, well, NGT, thank you very much for, this energy, this awesome energy and all the information sharing and, just for being you. You are absolutely awesome in my book. All right? Thank you. Yes, and thank you for tuning in once again. This Kings and Queens Talk Podcast. I'm your host, King MOULAH, and until next time, thank you.
C'est toi et moi. C'est toi et moi. Écoute, c'est toi et moi. C'est toi et moi. Et si tu savais, tu saurais que tu ne sais pas. Et si tu savais, tu saurais que tu ne sais pas. Moi je ne sais pas, donc je ne prétends pas que je sais. Attends une seconde, moi c'est Moullah et je me présente d'abord. Toi c'est qui? Écoute. Hey, c'est toi et moi. On est là dans cette chambre, on parle de quoi? Je ne sais pas, mais on parle de quoi? On parle de quoi et on parle de ça, yeah? Yeah, c'est Mr. Moullah. Je suis là et je fais ce que je veux. Y'en a rien à cirer de ce que tu penses. Ce beat il est bon, il est con. Et comme s'il est bon et con, moi je le prends, je le mange. Et puis je le mange, je l'avale et je le digère. Attends une seconde.